up, beautiful souls? Your boy Loon is back with another subreddit video, and today we are on the infamous r/IncelTears. If you guys are new to this subreddit, this one is full of chaotic posts from the worst of incels. And I want to reiterate, there is such thing as a chill incel. I have friends that were previous incels, and they were cool guys, but this specifically is the worst of the worst type of incels. So we're going to be diving into that. And if you guys are new to my content and you enjoy this, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We just hit 12,000 subscribers, so thank you everyone who's helped me towards that goal. And now we're moving on to the goal of 13,000. Also, if you guys are interested in live streams, I've been doing that 1 to 3 times every week. We'll be back on the saddle for live streams, either Sunday or Monday. If you guys want to find out whenever I live stream, make sure you guys follow the Discord with the link in the description box down below. And also, I have a video essay cooking up right now, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a little bit different than these Reddit reads, but don't worry, I have that cooking up right now. All right, let's see what we can find in r/IncelTears today. See what they're crying about. I have so many logistical questions is the title of this one. All right, we have on, it's funny they blur this, but we all know which subreddit this is. It's r/short, guys. The height difference I deserve. And this guy, or the OOP, posts, it gets to a point, bro. What? Why would you even, that's creepy. Why would you want to be that big with a girl that tiny? That's so weird. That's like on some Tinkerbell stuff. Let's see this post. This one says, if incels see women as inferior to them, why do you think, sorry, Sora keeps meowing. If incels see women as inferior to them, hey, say hi, Sora, by the way. Why do they give them so much power over their self-esteem and happiness? That is so valid. Like, that is such a interesting take. Literally, answer this, please, guys. This is a part of incel behavior that I don't understand. Their misogyny makes no sense. Wouldn't being liked or disliked by women be a trivial thing if they hated women? Like, a racist doesn't care what a minority thinks about them. A, H-phobe doesn't cry like himself to sleep because a gay man ignored him. Incels have a very strange form of bigotry. The thing that they hate is also their source of self-hatred. The thing that they see themselves as superior to also holds their permission to feel self-confident. Yeah, it's such an that's such a good point, because oftentimes we see in these incel videos, they're like hating on women, but the whole point of them hating on women is it's like a paradox, because they hate that the women hate them, but they want the women to like, it's like so weird. And it's like, it's all stemming from women. So why hate? I don't understand. It's also another thing that I don't understand is, why are you hating the thing that you want to like you back? That it just doesn't make sense. All right, this one says a few millimeters of bone, question mark. All right, so we have the involuntary celibate Twitter page or X page say the difference is a few millimeters of bone. Brother, okay, this is kind of funny. Obviously, it's exaggerated, hyperbole of a meme. The difference between repulsive and pleasant. Yeah, I mean, the difference between these two is not just a bit of bone. I mean, it's like showered hair. I mean, this is Asmin Gold. I will say some of Asmin Gold's clips, they're very entertaining. I don't watch him regularly, and I know that he's a massive Twitch streamer. I respect him. I respect the grind, and I respect most creators. So nothing wrong with this stuff. I don't know his controversies or anything like that. I don't really follow him regularly, but I mean, between these two pictures, it's like, not trying to be mean, but it is a huge difference beyond just bone. Let's read the comments. The second one looks like he took a shower. Ass fungus instead of Asmin Gold. That's funny. Looks like he's a withering corpse with how little he showers and sees the sun. Yeah, but I mean, like, Penguin Zero is kind of like that too in terms of the seeing the sun part. But yeah, I mean, grooming and stuff is important. Hot take, but hygiene and less shitty views also play a role. Oh, does he have bad views? Chat, does he have really bad views? I genuinely don't follow his content. I just see whatever pops up on clips of Asmin Gold, and I don't know. I just know that he's got like beef right now with Hassan, and I'm not a fan of Hassan either. So I don't really watch either of them, to be honest with you guys. I'm so out of the loop. All right, this one says another incel with a great personality. We have a DM chat. Why is IncelTears so cucked? All right. And then one of the IncelTears users, I believe, posts back ingredients served for 1 teaspoon of coconut oil or olive oil, 1 medium onion diced, And so it's essentially sent a whole recipe, probably from AI. This person says, you're pathetic. You're not asexual either. You just haven't gotten some good. Whoa, not saying that. Thank God that this is like so badly 16-bit. You just haven't gotten some good male parts yet. Maybe I'll have to show you, but bet you need 2 airplane seats, fatty. What? That's confusing because like you're degrading the other person, right? Talking shit, but at the same time, you like endearingly offered to be with them too. What? How about we debate the black pill? Okay. And then that's what the incel guy says. And then IT user says, you're quite the Romeo, aren't you? It wouldn't matter if I could read your mind and knew exactly what you wanted in a man because I'm a sub 8 and there's nothing I can do to get a woman. I highly doubt you're a sub 8 if this is the case. No amount of personality gets you a girlfriend. What? Who? Have you ever dated? Like, actually, my brother in Christ, as a man, you can get much more long-term stuff with personality than you can with looks. Don't get me wrong. I will reiterate that looks are important. I'm not claiming that they're not. But women typically like personality and other qualities like success, money, things like that, over just looks. Where guys, we view looks more most of the time. Obviously, there's, people who skew, of course, as well. This guy goes, no amount of personality gets you a girlfriend. That is so false because I used to be ugly. I'm not even lying to you guys. I used to be pretty, not good looking at all. And I still had a girlfriend. Come on. This is law 0 to 4 equals no chance. 5 to 7 if you are money maxing. To 10 million plus 8 equals Chad, or 8 plus equals Chad lights and Chad's hoarding the market. That also doesn't make sense because I feel like it also depends on what you're going for in terms of women as well. Because if you're going for, I'm not trying to be mean, but if we're gonna go into this guy's logic, right? And if a girl is, let's say, an average girl, you think an average girl is only going to shoot for a Chad? Also, Chads might have shitty personalities. There's so many factors that go into play. And then sometimes an average girl or an average guy can pull above their market rate or law, whatever this guy says, because they have a cool ass personality. Like you understand how attractive all the traits can be to somebody? It's not like one size fits all. Also, one trait doesn't dictate that you're the suitor of someone. And if it does, then that means that person has very low standards. Because I feel like for dating or to get with somebody, it should be like a plethora of like a checklist of things. Like, oh, do they smell good? That's so important to me. Do they look good? Yeah, 100%. Looks are important too. Personality, comedy, sense of humor, things like that. Money to some girls, I'm sure does matter. And then the IT user goes, try personality maxing, darling. And then he goes, I tried. I've had hope before. It doesn't work like that. I don't think he actually has personality max, as terminology says, because he's still talking like this. So it means he probably faked it. So that's not really his personality. I may surgery max soon. I'm saving up for jaw surgery. Oh God, that sounds like Zac Efron. Either that or maybe Thailand for a month. Oh, brother, please don't be a passport dude. And then the girl says all that just to get cuddles. And obviously I'm not gonna show that on the screen. I'm gonna blur this part just to be safe. The guy goes, I don't know what else to do. I'm educated. I'm not poor. My personality isn't S. But just because I'm a 3 out of 10 looks wise. Oh, I thought he said he was sub 8. I'm a 3 out of 10 looks wise means I'm doomed in the West. Let's break that down. So he says he's educated. Good sign. He's not poor. Also good sign. His personality isn't poo-poo. That's debatable because he's saying that about himself. I really doubt that. Or also, I want to see what this guy's standards is also. If it's like Megan Fox, how do you think, But just because he's 3 out of 10 looks wise, huh? Interesting. And then the IT user says, why did you even contact me? What did I say to upset you so much? Oh, I want to also dive back into when IT said all that just to get cuddles. You'd be shocked at how much how far guys are willing to go for a woman. Like seriously, like actually, like I know friends that have travel distances. So I'm not shocked by that. But yeah, let's keep reading. And then he responds to this saying, because you're almost everything I stand against. You're asexual, which means that she doesn't like anyone in a cuddling manner. You're an IT user. You're an atheist. You're a vegan. And you live in Germany. What does that living in Germany have anything to do? Oh my God, I'm so sorry I have to blur this. Let me move this down so I can unblur. I hope you're white and not a refugee. Insane statement to say. I hope you're white. Because then if you're not white, you're really everything this guy is against. No, not a refugee. Dude, what is wrong with being a refugee? I'm a refugee. I'm not born here. What? He said, I hope you're white and not a refugee infesting this place. What the hell is wrong with this dude? We incels are going to put an end to this degeneracy. We must fight back to bring back the pre-19th Amendment culture. Yeah, I'm sure this guy has an amazing personality. Based off of his statements, 10 out of 10 personality, guys. We must fight to bring back the pre-19th Amendment culture and take the reins on global affairs to stop the cabal. I hope he realizes that, like, even if we went back, nothing would change for this guy. Like, shitty dudes in all of history has gotten, like, the shorter end of the stick. If you're just a poopy person, you know, we will convert you to our way of thinking. Weird to say, I guess. Watch this documentary. It will explain everything. IT user goes, your personality is showing, sweetheart. Literally, like he was claiming, oh, I have an amazing personality. Yeah, sure, buddy. I'm sure any woman would want to get with someone that wants to be in the pre-19th Amendment era. And he goes, trust me, I masked this well when oids, but you guys know the term, are around. You wouldn't get deception. Yeah, but if you're having to fake your personality, you really think a girl can't tell that? I'm 159 IQ proven. Buddy, what study have you seen? Dude's taking like one of those like 10 questionnaires on like an iPhone app. It's like, oh, I'm a genius. It says I'm like Einstein. You can't refuse the black pill. Oh, brother. I'm almost a wizard. Wizard is a crazy statement. That's how I know it's fate. Unless V-cardioids come and reset their minds and help me ascend. What did we even just read? All right, this next one's title says, this has to be a gem on incel.is. Oh, brother, we're back on incel.is. I got to be very careful about this one. All right, let's dive into this. So this one says, women, oh, his title is Women Are Done. Oh, God. All right, so this guy sends this whole, like, God, it's like pages long, guys. All right, let's read it. Why do you expect the world to bend to your will simply because you exist? Obviously, he's referring to women, which is insane to say because who said they think that people should just bend to their will? It's honestly kind of projecting. All right, but let's continue. Why do you parade arrogance as if it's confidence while offering entitlement in exchange for respect? Yeah, this guy is definitely on the red pill side of like social media to be thinking that women think this way. Why do you wield emotional manipulation so casually, using it as a weapon to control without remorse? All right, this guy has been hurt. Why do you hold men to impossible standards while being nothing but a stuck-up, arrogant bee without ever facing consequences? Oh, I'm about to blow this dude's mind. But all of this could also be said for the other side around. Because, okay, let's think about this. Do girls have crazy standards? Some of them, sure, 100%. Do guys also have crazy standards? Yes, I know that because I'm also a guy. So it's like, you can apply this to both sides. Human beings have standards, and sometimes they're pretty insane. And believe it or not, humans are also women. Crazy. I know, mind blowing. Some of you guys might have just, pooped yourselves because it's a pretty insane statement. But Yeah, this guy's saying all this stuff that could just be flipped to the other way. Also, he acts like men can't be emotionally manipulative as well. I know so many people that have been in emotional manipulative situations where it could be the girl or the guy, or sometimes even both. Why do you hide behind victimhood like a shield to dodge any form of accountability for your actions? Dude, that sounds like projection. Why do you gaslight and blame men for problems you actively help create or ignore? This is so specific. I feel like this is targeted towards like a very specific subgroup of women. Why? And he's like generalizing, which is insane. Why do you condemn toxic masculinity while simultaneously exploiting male attention, money, and resources without shame? See, I feel like this is a very subset group of women. I have met women like this, but it's just so minuscule compared to most women in the world. Why do you celebrate promiscuity? I don't know how to pronounce that. And sexual freedom for yourself, but shame and police it mercilessly for men. Hold up. What? When have women judged men for being free with that? I feel like men judge women more, no? Am I tripping? I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just a guy who reads. Why do you chase empty validation on social media platforms, curating fake versions of your lives, but dismiss authenticity, connection, and reality? Okay, this one right here, I know for sure he is targeting women on social media now, because a lot of this does sound like that, and not all women you see on social media is gonna be all women in the world. Actually, it's like a minority. But because we see this online, and this is why it's such a bad thing to see online, like to be online all the time, because you start realizing that, or not realizing, you don't realize that your algorithm just feeds you things that are very clickbaity, things like that. And then you keep watching it, and then now you're down this rabbit hole of just thinking that all women are like this. And it's really not the case. If you touch grass, believe it or not, majority of women are not like the ones you see online. Now, is there a subgroup? Yeah, probably. If you go to Miami, you go to the clubs there, you go to LA, certain places like that, probably. But in North Carolina, buddy, most women are not like this. And this social media thing can also be said about men. I know a lot of guys out there that are fitness influencers that flex online, social media, like these fake versions of their lives, but they're completely different in person. I actually know some of these people in like IRL, believe it or not. But yeah, let's continue though. This one's an interesting one because everything he's saying can just be combated. Why do you pretend to want respect, but actually demand submission? What? Confusing the two as if they were interchangeable. That's a weird thing to say. Why do you cling to arrogance as a defense mechanism to deflect any criticism or self-reflection? There's a lot of whys. Why do you treat kindness, patience, and loyalty as weaknesses to exploit rather than strengths to honor? I don't know. Why do you treat that? Why do you expect sacrifice and effort from men, but refuse to sacrifice anything yourselves, maintaining a double standard? If you're going for a girl that doesn't want to sacrifice anything, I mean, sacrifice is a weird word, but like put in any effort, then that's your own fault for going for women that aren't going to put in effort, buddy. Like, yeah, there's 100% some girls out there that expect to just be pretty and get what, like, any guy just because they're pretty, and the guy should like submit and just give them everything. Am I gonna go for those girls? Fuck no, hell no. Like, those are the worst type of girls. You shouldn't go for those girls. Let's continue. Why do you ignore the intangible or tangible consequences of your entitlement on the mental, emotional, and financial well-being of those around you? This is so specific. Why do you reject honest communications in favor of manipulation, deceit, and games? Ensuring nothing real can grow. Why do you push men away with your impossible demands and then complain bitterly about loneliness and lack of commitment? I know a friend that is kind of like that, actually. One person, though. Why do you act like the entire burden of society's problems rests squarely on men's shoulders while ignoring your own contributions? This sounds like such a pity party. Why do you insist that rules don't apply to you but punish others mercilessly for breaking them? Okay, guys, this guy's just going to go on and on about these whys. It's like, God, it's 4 pages full of this. This is it. I'm actually impressed that he can keep coming up with new whys. Because, and it's so specific too. Like I'll read a few more of these, but I'm not going to read them all because this is really long. Why do you infantize yourself publicly while demanding adult treatment and privileges? What woman infantilize? I don't know how to say that, but like acts like a kid. What girl? Why are you even? This is so weird. Why is that even a thing in your head? All right, well, I'm done with this. Let's read the comments. That was a lot. Oh man. It's like these, okay, so the IT post says, it's like these guys genuinely sit and think of any of this is true. Oh, that any of this is true. All women are bad, but I'm perfect and nothing can go and change that. Like, shake my head. It's just so dumb. Yeah, it's true. It's like these guys, and you know, I know this is about to happen right now. In this video, there's going to be some IT user, or not IT user, but really IT hater, either IncelTears or one of you incels watching this video is going to come on my comments, and this happens every one of these videos. You guys are going to rate it, and you guys are going to be like, oh, this guy's cope maxing. He's just cope. And I'm like, dude, am I coping or are you guys coping and complaining and just like... It's one thing to rant online. I understand some people have frustrating lives and they have, you know, things that, you know, it sucks. Everybody complains to somebody and sometimes you do it online. Nothing wrong with that. Now, but at what point are you going to take responsibility and accountability for your actions, your personality, and your own life? Because if you don't do that, buddy, you're never going to get cuddled. You're never going to get any cuddles. Like, I don't know what to tell you because, like, if you're insecure, ashamed of yourself for all these things that this guy's listening, right? How can you ever build yourself up to love yourself? And as Justin Bieber said, you just gotta love yourself. That's the first step. Love and respect for others. Because how do you expect girls to ever like you if you can't even respect them? Just saying. I could be wrong. But yeah, oh dude, perfect. First comment is sparkle projection. It is so projecting. Everything he's saying is projection. It is so funny. Oh man. It's like he could literally just flip it and ask himself that in the mirror. At the first few lines in, I thought this was a post directed at incels. LMAO. Yeah, literally. It's like, it's so ironic that he's targeting women when it's literally all the stuff that he could be. We could actually just say about incels too. And the irony. All right, this next one I have to blur because of the context, so apologies in advance. The title of this one says, now show the women who told him to get bent in Minecraft. So the original post says, just don't be a creep, and it posts a article or something that says, this guy's Tinder experiment shows how girls respond to creepy messages from hot guys, and it's quite shocking. Oh God, I already based off of the title and how it looks like a BuzzFeed article type beat, or like the Onion type of post. All right, we got a guy here who, let me move this over so I can actually show the screen a little bit. Let's do it like that. All right, so we got a guy here. This is his face, and I'm gonna see if I can blur his body. All right. So he has a picture of him shirtless, okay? That's all you need to know. He has nice abs, I'm not gonna lie. I'll respect them. I wish there was a way, or hold on, let me flip my screen up like that. Yeah, there's his abs. You guys can see his abs. They're nice abs. All right, now I'm gonna have to blur this because of the message that he sends women. His first message in iMessage is, can you sit on his monitor so he can eat his way to the woman's heart? And then the girl says, what are you doing tonight? Okay, first off, I'm not saying that this is impossible for this to work, but the likelihood of this working is very slim. Now, if you are in a like one night type beat app, like a Tinder or something, it might work, just lower chances. And then she said, what are you doing tonight? And he says, blinking to her pictures. And then she says, let's hang. He says, number. Okay, this is a fake post. I'm starting to realize this because she said, let's hang. And then he asked for her number. And then she sends him her number. But this is already on iMessage. So this is a fake post. This message. Okay, literally look at this title right here. Or look at this comment. It says this messaging happens on iPhone messages app, not Tinder, so they can't even get that right. Yeah, this is wrong. This is completely this is a completely fabricated. I was going along with it at first, but then I realized the messages are on an iMessage, and then they ask for their number. What? Yeah, silly people. It's like those articles and companies that just try to get clickbait, I guess, creating that. All right, I'm going to read the title of this one, and then I'll unblur, or I'll show you guys the screen. The title says, Incels appear surprised that not all women want to cuddle everything else with a pulse. Oh, brother. Okay. So you got the original post saying, boys have no idea what it's like to have options. I'm going to blow this guy's mind. That's false. Some guys, 100%, but not all guys. Just not going to say anything else, but just know that that's not true. Boys have no idea what it's like to have options. And then there's some meme here that says, boys have no idea what girls go through. And it's a girl sitting behind a phone, and behind the phone is a bunch of dudes who say, hey babe, hey sexy, hey hot, whatever that is, love you, hot, date, please come back, smiley face. But what is this arguing? Because a lot of girls do go through creepy guys, like constantly DMing them. Some guys go through it too, but obviously it's more of a girl thing, because guess what? Guys do be creeping. I don't know what to tell you. What is the purpose of this post though? I'm confused. All right, let's read what the poster on IT says. I'm gonna blur this part because there are some not okay things to say. To the incel lurkers, hello, how you doing? This may come as a shock to you, but not all women want to blank everything with a pulse. I know, it's hard for you to understand that, as you all want to cuddle everything with a woman part, but it's true. Getting bombarded with comments, requests for dates, and pics, and so forth. She lists a lot of things. Isn't the paradise you seem to think it is. Feel free to bitch in the comments. Okay, I see. So the statement here is that, this guy's complaining that boys have no idea what it's like to have options, and is the incel that's posting this is pretty much combating the idea that it must be easy and nice to even have options, right? But I guess what guys don't understand is these options aren't great options, buddy. And then also, it kind of can go the other way too. I've had really creepy DMs in my life as well. Now, nowhere to the degree that women go through. And actually, believe it or not, some of the DMs are from dudes, other dudes. It's always dudes. It's always, well, not always, but most of the times it's dudes that are just creepy, bro. Yeah, why would you want this? Why would anyone want this? It's not really options though. That's the thing that these guys don't understand. These guys are not options. These guys are creepy. Would you ever consider someone that you aren't even attracted to an option? No. Options are guys and girls, depending on what you're going for and what you date, that you actually see as viable options. That's why they're options. It's like I'm teaching kindergarten. All right, let's do one or two more before we close it up. Okay, with this one, I didn't want to talk about it, but I have seen this on my Instagram feed, and it is actually a popular, not popular, but a more current news thing that happened. The title says "Wow" on IT, and is a picture of these two. I'm gonna have to blur it here in a little bit, but it's a guy who got incarcerated, and it's a girl who, in this picture, she's smiling and so forth. I'm gonna read this title, and I'm gonna be very careful with how I read it because we are on YouTube, but I'm gonna blur from here. The title says, and I actually got a similar post on my Instagram feed. Woman not ready for relationship was pew-pewed by a friend who wanted more, which is so sad. When you see stuff like this, man, this is the reason why this incel stuff, we oftentimes on my channel, we goof at it, we laugh at it, and it's a silly time. But sometimes it is actually scary. And we have had a few episodes where I've read things, especially on Incel IS, where I'm genuinely scared, and then these guys will claim, oh, but it's just satire, and it's just hyperbole, it's a joke. But it's not just that. It's when you say these things and you post them online, you don't know who's reading them. And whether you might not think that that's a joke or whatever, or you think that it's funny, blah, blah, blah. It's, what is it called? Rage bait and all that stuff. Someone might be reading that and feel like, oh, wow, I'm being heard. Or a kid might be reading this that doesn't understand hyperbole, doesn't understand these things. And then this stuff happens. And I'm going to read this. I have to be very careful, so I'm just not going to even show the screen. But TMZ posts this and says, this woman's final Snapchat logs reveals the suspect's request for actual dates and more effort from her, with the victim telling him she was only interested in a friendship and did not feel a romantic attraction to him. Someone in the comments says, bet she disrespected and belittled him, but we gonna leave that out, right? Not saying it's okay, but he probably had a reason. That doesn't make any freaking sense. Just because you didn't want to be romantic with someone allows them to pew pew? No, brother. What the hell kind of world are you living in, dude? Think about this for a second, okay? All right. This is gonna be mind-blowing for these guys. But some people aren't attracted to you. Crazy. Even if you're the hottest guy, believe it or not, there's gonna be someone somewhere out there that might not be attracted to you, right? And that's okay. It's not, and why complain and sit here about it? And then shit like this happens, and it's really freaking sad. Oh, hey, Sora. Yeah, then guys will complain like, oh, why are girls? Well, this is why girls are scared of guys, and they pick the bear, because this could happen. Literally, she was just trying to find a friend, and then dude fell in love. Even if, okay, and I will play devil's advocate, and even if she was leading him on, which can happen, that does happen sometimes, how does that warrant this reaction? Like, the most extreme, egregious acts. Doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, we move on. All right, now I'm mad. This went from funny to me being pissed. I want to go back to something cringy, because that's annoying. All right, so the next one, it's a little bit lighter hearted, thank God. We have, they love making up imaginary problems. Involuntary celibate, IncelTears Twitter page posts, once you understand that these two women are chasing the same men, you'll begin to understand the problem. And we have a girl who's like blonde hair, blue eyed, and we have someone with, syndrome. But that doesn't, what? How do you know they're chasing the same guy? Who are you basing your searches off of? Like, what? Makes up BS about women he doesn't know. I'm so deep, man. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about this. Because, like, at this point, they're just trying to find anything to complain about. It's so silly. Oh, the irony. Yeah, oh, yeah, that's true. Isn't this the same thing with guys? Could be a really attractive guy, could be a really incel-y guy, whatever you want to picture that is. Going for the same woman, right? In a way. Just think about that for a little bit. But yeah, I digress. That's all we're going to do today. We ran from this for like 40 minutes. I'm tired now, guys. I'm going to go eat and shower. But yeah, love you guys. If you guys are interested in the live streams, I will be getting back to that very soon. Make sure you guys follow the Discord and the link in the description box. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Help me towards the goal of 13,000 subscribers. Love you guys so much. Don't be an incel. If you guys are an incel, don't be a bad one. Improve yourselves. Do better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, yeah, I'm out. Love you guys. Bye.